welcome back. Today is day 2 of the YouTube 21-day kind of challenge that we're doing to provide some value. And yesterday I had asked you some questions, what you wanted to learn or what you wanted to learn about or ask about. And let's just get into it, because I got a lot of questions asking me about money, how to make more money, how to create a life that is more impactful, more meaningful, more just on your terms. And money is a good thing. Let's just get that out of the way. So when I want to talk to you about how to make more money, the first thing you have to realize is that money is a beautiful tool that allows you to create a life on your terms. And if you do not believe that money is good, why would you want it around, right? We don't want things that are bad around us. So the first thing you have to accept is money is just a tool that can make your life better. It does not have to be this bad thing, and most people don't want to talk about money because they've been brainwashed into believing that money is bad. Why would you want to talk about something that's bad or faux pas, right? So first we have to accept that money pays for the roof over your head. It pays for the blanket on your bed. It pays for your bed. It pays for the travel. It pays for your medical expenses. So first off, just forget about money being bad. It pays for the life that you wish. Like for instance, I literally just got done boxing in my basement because I enjoy that. That costs money to build that gym in my basement, right? So money is good. It is just a tool. So first, accept that money is good, okay? So obviously, why that is probably one of the main concerns of why it's very concerning to me is because more than 50% of Americans right now, if they were forced to pay $1,000 in an emergency situation, they couldn't come up with $1,000 in 24 hours. And that's extremely scary to me. And has nothing to do, in my opinion, for the wages that people are getting paid and all this other stuff. It's kind of, that's all bullshit, right? Because I promise you, when I had a minimum wage job, I still had money saved. So the reason why most people don't have money is because of a broken mindset. So that is the first thing. So if you do not like money and you think it is bad, you will spend it on things that you think are good, right? That's why most people don't have money. So first off, you must accept that money is good. Money is good because it allows you to create a life on your terms, right? It can be used for bad too, don't get me wrong, but if you are accepting of money as a good thing and you are a good person, then it's all good, right? You should have tons of money, right? And that's what goes into the story of why I have kind of always been uniquely obsessed with money, because I don't know why. I've always had this fascination for money ever since maybe I was a little kid. I remember getting invited to Cedar Point, which is it's just an amusement park near where I'm from, if you've never heard of it. And I remember my friends asking me that, hey Matt, do you want to go to Cedar Point? And I really did. It was really, I wanted to go. And I had no money. And I remember this feeling that man, I wish I had money so I could do the things that I wanted to do. And I was really upset. And the reason why I'm telling you this story, and because ever since that point, I remember this feeling of if I get money, it allows me to do things that come up in that maybe I don't even know exist, right? In the future, I didn't know that I was going to get invited to Cedar Point, but if I would have had money, I would have been able to go. So I always had this association with, if I have money available to me, I can now do the things that I want to do and be in control of the opportunities that come my way. So that was kind of my initial association with money, and I became very aware of that, and I just basically started hoarding money and saving money because I didn't know anything else at the time. I was very young, so I think by the time I was 18, I had just from birthday money and minimum wage jobs, whatever it may be. I mean, I had thousands of dollars saved up, right? I already had that in the back of my head that money would allow me to do things and not worry about doing things if they came up, and being in control of my life. So I think that is the very first question that you have to ask yourself if you want to make more money is, in my personal opinion, there are two main what I call money motivators, right? I just told you when this initial thought of I don't have money, that gave me a feeling of I wasn't in control to do something that I wanted. And I think that there's two main motivators, which are either control or significance, right? And we all have, both of them, right? We all want to feel significant. We all want to feel status, right? And we also all want to have autonomy over our lives. We want to have control over our lives, right? So you have both, but one is more powerful motivator than the other. And it's okay, just accept those facts and don't judge them. And when people try and tell me that there's something other than those two things as their primary motivator, it's cap, right? Because even if somebody says, hey, I want to be a doctor because I really enjoy taking care of people, that's fine, that's great, that can definitely be a motivator. But as a person that says that means they want either significance or control. And it's okay. I'm not saying it's bad, right? You have to accept these things as not bad, not good, whatever. They just are. These are just human motivators. So if that doctor says, I want to help people, that either means that he wants to feel in control of the situation because he felt out of control in some point of his life, whatever it may be, or he genuinely wants to feel significant by helping other people. It still comes back to either control or significance, and one is going to be a motivator over the other. So that's important. Just accept that, like, for instance, I know that when I wanted money, it gave me control over my life. So I then would make decisions based upon that main motivating factor. If you are based solely on significance and status and things like that, you're going to spend money to make you feel significant and status driven, right? That's okay, but you're probably not going to either be able to manage money well, or you just probably need to get over the hump of not feeling insignificant anymore, right? And that's fine. At a certain point, you do have to evolve, right? So that's the first question you need to ask about money is, why are you doing what you are doing? Like, why are you making the money? Is it to feel in control of your life? Is it to feel significant? Okay? So that's the first question you ask. Why am I curious about money, right? So that's the first question. Next is, what are you willing to do and give up, right? Or trade, right? For that money or that control or significance, right? Because the money is just the vehicle, and the vehicle of money is just exchanging of value, right? We're just exchanging value, and that's okay. But just understand, what are you willing to exchange for the thing that is your primary motivator, control or significance, right? So for me, I was willing to give up or sacrifice or whatever it may be, basically all of my 20s. I was going to put all of the money that I made back into the business that I was starting, and also back into real estate and other vehicles that would give me the control of my life. So I was willing to sacrifice or trade my time, my energy, and all my money back to not worry about having fun or feeling significant, because significance wasn't my main driver. So I was willing to trade and give that time, that effort, and not go to the club, not drink, not smoke, do any of that dumb things to me, because control was more important than significance, okay? So I was willing to give up those things, but I didn't want to give up my whole life. So I wanted to figure out a way to only have to give up a certain point to get what I wanted. And that's how I'm able to live the life I live now, right? I basically was willing to trade my time, my efforts, my energies into becoming something that, or someone who had more money coming in than going out. And it takes a little bit of time, but that's what I was willing to give. For instance, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, they're willing to give a lot more because they want more, right? That's okay. I'm going to continue to grow. I'm going to continue to make money, but I am not willing to do and give up what they gave up. So you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to do, right? So that's the second question. What are you willing to do, and what are you willing to trade? Because money is literally just an exchange of value. So you must be okay with giving something and getting something. So whenever somebody asks me, well, how do I just make $1 million? Well, you haven't even asked the right question, right? What are you willing to do to be worthy of $1 million? What are you willing to do and get and give, to earn and have $1 million, right? There's better questions to ask. Don't ask a surface level question and expect to get a deep answer, right? So ask better questions, you'll get better answers. And then the third question that you need to ask about how, to make money is, how are you going to do it, right? How are you going to provide value to the marketplace? And is that thing that you're going to be doing valuable enough to trade your time for it, right? And I think that there's really two ways to make money and create the life that you desire, right? You can either do something that you love that hopefully pays you what you feel like you deserve in comparison to what you desire, right? So if you are, like for instance, an artist or a skateboarder, whatever it may be, you can do those things if you know that the value of the marketplace puts a number on that thing, right? So it's not saying that the thing that you love is more or less valuable than another thing. It's that the marketplace deems what is valuable and what is not. So if you are an artist, for instance, and you have a problem with selling your art, well, then you're probably not going to make much money doing that, right? But you can also, the second option is basically to do things in exchange for money and get good at those things and provide value to the marketplace, and then use that money to fuel the things that you do love. So you can either do what you love to make money, or you do something and just provide value in another area to fuel your life, to provide your life with value, right? So it doesn't have to be, you don't have to do what's passionate about. Like, I did something because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I just figured out the best vehicle that I could get in that would be able to provide me with the desired outcome that I wanted, right? And in that process, I got good at that thing. I started in door-to-door sales, right? I wasn't passionate about door-to-door sales. I wasn't passionate about insurance, right? But through the process of being able to provide me with the things that I desire, I actually got better at the service that I was providing, and I got better at being in control of my life, right? So and became actually passionate about the people that I was helping. But I wasn't at the beginning, and that's okay. You don't have to be passionate about the thing you're doing at the beginning. If it funds and provides you with the things that you do desire, you will be able to get good at it if you stick with it long enough, right? So those are the main 3 points that you need to understand about how to make more money. Is why are you trying to make the money in the first place? Because if you don't answer that question in the first place, you're going to have this dissonance in your mind about what money is for and why am I spending it, why am I making it, and you really don't understand. Well, it's because you want to be in control of your life, or you want to feel significant and you want to feel worthy, right? That's very important. Second, well, what are you willing to do, right? One of my favorite quotes is, the world is not yet a crazy enough place to start rewarding undeserving people. So you must deserve what you get, right? You have to do something and earn and deserve what you get. You can't just expect to be given something without trading something, right? You have to be willing to do something to get something, and ask yourself what that is, right? Lastly, how are you going to earn it? Are you going to earn it by basically doing something that you love and try and figure out a way to make money doing that? Great, right? If you can, that's beautiful. But also understand that sometimes if you are a decent skateboarder, right? Well, who's going to pay you for that? I don't know. I mean, if you are creative enough to make it work, great. That's phenomenal. I know that the things that I was passionate about, it wasn't worth the time and effort to put enough time and effort and not make any money doing that versus put my time and effort into something that's going to pay me more to allow me to do the things that I desire, right? So I chose another vehicle, right? And then that vehicle then funds the other pieces of my life, right? So you can kind of ask yourself that, right? And you can get good at anything, right? You don't have to be passionate about something to be good at it. You can be passionate about the desired outcome, and that can push you through, right? So if you ask these 3 questions, that will allow you to make more money, and it will allow you to feel good about the exchange of time and effort and energy that you're putting into this world, right? Because if you do not feel significant or in control of your life, life is difficult, right? So everybody wants to feel these two things, and money allows you to do that, and it allows you to earn it in a proper way. So instead of just wanting to get, something handed to you, those are really the only times people will tell you money is not important, is when they've been given it and they didn't earn it, or they have this stigma against it that is bad, right? So allow yourself to know that money is good. You're just exchanging something for something else, and then make sure that you continue on this path of growth and improvement, and don't just have to stick with the feeling of being, status driven or significant. When you reach a point where life is good, I don't really care. One of the questions that somebody actually asked was, if I doubled my income right now, how would it impact my life? And to be honest with you, it wouldn't at all, right? Because it's a steady climb up the mountain. I have a beautiful home now, I have a beautiful life, but I would be perfectly fine. And for years, I lived in one of my rental apartments, that was, a 2-bedroom, second floor apartment. And I rented out the first floor. And I felt great because I was still in control of my life. So it's not the things that make you feel good. It is the primary motivator. If it is met, then you start to feel in control of your life. You start to be able to feel significant, and you start to feel like your life matters, and you create the meaning of your life. So that is why money is very important, and I leave you with that. I hope that was helpful. Obviously, there's a lot of, it's not black and white. There's a lot of nuance to life, right? So if you're on the path of improvement, and you're on the path of just knowing that money is here to improve your life, then go for it, and hopefully I can help in the future make tons of money so you can be in control of your own life. All right? Peace.